Welcome to Source Not Found, a show about the worst versions of your favorite things. Every other week, we take an IP, franchise, or fandom and examine it solely through its sequels, spin-offs, and side projects, basically anything but the source material. My name is Bo Woodall, and I'm voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.?
And I'm Brandon June, and it's a galaxy divided by war. Podcasters must choose sides or face the threat of invasion. 2D and 3D Clone Wars vie for the allegiance of neutral planets, while rebels attack from the fringes of the galaxy.
God damn it, yours was so much better than mine.
No, I didn't have any Freddie Prinze in mine.
That's fair. I mean, you can't go wrong with Freddie Prinze. Freddie, we love you.
You maybe can. Have you seen... Wait, you like this film. Never mind.
Wait, what film?
I was going to say The Wing Commander, but...
Yeah, no, I do like The Wing Commander. I like Wing Commander.
Maybe
I
I
like
do
both
too.
Scooby-Doo movies. I love his appearance in Psych. Freddie Prinze Jr. can do no wrong.
We need to do Wing Commander, but that's not
We're
today.
gonna.
Yeah, we are now.
Yeah, that's not today. Today, we are doing animated Star Wars TV shows that we've never really experienced before because it is May, and May the 4th be with you.
You just didn't even try to believe in that.
I didn't, man. I don't have much left in me. The tank's empty, Brandon. The tank's empty. But honestly, the tank's not empty after watching these. We watched the 2D Clone Wars specials. We watched the 3D Clone Wars TV show. And we watched Star Wars Rebels, the first episode of each. However, for those of you who are trying to watch these with us, the 2D Clone Wars on Disney Plus or wherever you're able to find it, it's probably listed as like an hour and 3-minute long movie, and there are 2 of them.
Yeah.
And
I think it's the Clone Wars micro series or something. 2D
something
micro
like that,
series,
but
I think it's
man
called.
alive, you can notice that they cut. Oh, man alive, you can notice that they cut to make these shorter. Like almost halfway through dialogue sometimes. But
Yeah, the idea here today is we haven't seen any of these shows. We're having just like a pilot off.
kinda, yeah.
Starfighter pilots. To see which one we would source.
I've already started
Which one
sourcing
is-
one.
Yeah, you said before we started recording.
Yeah, I've already started sourcing one.
I'm very curious to know which one.
Yeah. I have opinions. So let's start with the 2D Clone Wars, because this is Star Wars like first real foray into an animated television show, especially one that was going to last for a bit, right? Like they've done some animated specials in the past, but they've never really tried to make something work. And this was the first time they did that.
Yeah, and good place to start because it was honestly the one I was always most interested in seeing. I do love Genndy Tartakovsky as an animator and just like a creative vision. So I was always curious about Gendy's take on Star Wars. And its structures, like they were like these originally, like I think really short, like 3 to 5 minute episodes, right?
Yeah, it seemed that way.
Yeah. So it was, of the 3, my personal favorite.
You are a crazy person. Because narratively, I feel like this one lacked the most. The art style, I think, was the best. Like artistically visually speaking, I could watch this show forever. But it was so poorly thought out and like scripted.
Oh yeah, it's just spectacle, right? It's just, I mean, we watched what, like around 20 something minutes, 22, 23 minutes to keep it even with the other pilots.
Yeah, I went up to about 30 probably.
Oh, okay.
Because there were
I tried to keep it consistent.
There were some moments toward that like 25-minute mark where I was like, this is really cool. I want to see what they're going to do with it. And then nothing.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. The other Clone Wars might beat it out, but to be honest, in 2026, at this point, and with my relationship to the Star Wars franchise, I'm just not really interested in watching any of these, to be honest.
I am
right?
so disenfranchised with this franchise.
Yeah. So the idea of like revisiting, like watching several seasons of Clone Wars all these years later, like what would I really get out of it at this point? But I've watched some things I had zero interest in because Genndy Tartakovsky was part of the creative team. Like I watched the fucking Adam Sandler Hotel Transylvania just to see the animation. And on that metric, there was stuff to enjoy visually. So the fact actually that you could knock this out in a couple hours, it's not a big investment of time.
That's
and
fair.
Just
That's
to
very
see,
fair.
Just to see, like I don't want to step on it because we're going to get to it. I started with Rebels, and I coming in and out of Rebels, like I was so disinterested in that when I started this Clone Wars, like it captured my attention just because it, in terms of animation, it did everything that show wasn't doing for me, where like the compositions were dynamic. We had a lot of different like types of compositions of shots. Like it felt alive. Like the world felt vibrant and animated in the way of like cartoony in the way where like there's like kind of stretch and squash and like things flinging across the screen. And it just felt like cartoony in a good way, not as a pejorative, right? Like it was fun to watch.
We're going to be coming back to this when we talk about Rebels, because I have thoughts about everything you just said. But I do agree with you when it comes to the sheer visual spectacle of this show. Of the three, it is certainly the best. Like they do some wild and crazy stuff with animation and how it's supposed to kind of make us experience a like almost like a transcendental universality through two-dimensional animation.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like this is much bigger than a world, right?
Yeah. And like in terms of your take on the narrative, I completely agree. I have no interest in just watching like war operations from the Clone Wars. That's all it is, really. You know, you're just kind of watching violence.
But for me, it wasn't
Things
just
exploding.
the violence. Like, I get the violence. Like, I understand that we are in the Clone Wars. Like, war is a word in the title of this, so we should be experiencing the war part of it. The thing that fucked me off the most is there's no depth to it. It's just, hey, here's Obi-Wan, here's Anakin, look at Mace Windu, look at Cal Fisto, look at Yoda. Like, we're going to
look at the chin on Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, look at all of these characters that you're supposed to know and love, and they're going to get basically no screen time. And we're going to move forward as quickly as possible. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I mean. It is just spectacle and violence. Like it is just things shooting at one another and things exploding mostly. Like there is very little time for character or like anything of depth because of, I guess, its structure, right? Like if you're meant to digest this in a few minutes, like it is kind of just empty spectacle.
I would almost rather experience this through stills because it was so beautifully rendered. Like,
yeah,
I would have rather experienced this through silence. Like, I didn't need the bullshit. Like, you could show me all of the, like, cells of animation that had been put together, and I would be agape. But the fact that they made this to try to tell a story is bad. And that sucks.
I do agree. I will say there's one cool Count Dooku moment. You are a foolish old man who knows nothing of the dark side. And then the little like friendly chuckle that he gives, and indeed, before he just unleashes the lightning. Like that was a cool little moment.
Both Clone Wars, Dooku is not one to be fucked with. Like, you could feel the Sir Christopher Lee coming out. Like, it was good.
On the Duke metric, we both we got flushable.
I don't know, man.
No, I don't want to explore that idea.
I was trying to figure out where you were going. Like, is the flushable good, or should you clog something?
Well,
is that better?
Like Duke, doo. We had a
that's why I said clog.
Flush it or something. Well, what were we talking about? Probably best forgotten. It was on a recent episode, I feel like. We did a toilet bit. I don't know. You've forgotten.
We started doing toilet bits almost 3 years ago.
Okay. Final thoughts on this 2003 Clone Wars. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Actually, I want to revise my statement. I think it would be number 2, honestly. I think the level of disinterest I have in watching any like multiple season Star Wars television show, animated television show, is impacting like seeing that it's a 2-hour runtime.
Yeah.
But absent that, just as a fan of the medium of animation and art, this is the most interesting to me visually, but I think it would get the number 2 spot in terms of like what would I actually just want to sit down and
number
watch.
2 for Count Dooku.
For Count Dooku, yes, but actually Count Dooku also gets a number 1, which confuses things.
Yes,
because
so I'm gonna leap right with you.
Oh wait, so would you source it though? Would you source this?
No. I would want.
You're already half an hour in. You got 30 minutes left to go, and you just can't even.
Well, no,
there's
bothered. There's 2 full movies.
That's true. There's another one. Yeah.
Would
you finish this one?
Maybe. Here's where I am. Uh-huh. I want a coffee table book of these films.
Okay.
I want to be able to look at them and experience them without dealing with the bullshit narrative they tried to pull. Because so far, in what we experienced, I'm not like you. Like, I don't try to look for the best in the aesthetics like you do. Like, narrative and characterization hits me harder than anything else does right now in my life. Like, I need some very comfortable escapism sometimes, and there is not a goddamn thing in the 35 minutes I watched that gave me any likable character other than the 45 seconds of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I was going to say a likable character, even dislikable character. There's just no character.
Yeah, there's no depth. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Of the 3 things we watched, it is easily the most visually pleasing. But it does nothing for my brain.
You know, honestly, I mean, I just liked how energetic it felt. Like, again, cartoony in the best way. But that said, the visual design of the next show also is maybe as compelling to me. Like, just in terms of, like, aesthetically. Maybe, like, the sense, like, the feel of the world, but the 2008 Clone Wars?
Let's jump into it. 2008 Clone Wars.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like...
This would be my number 1.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I think this has a lot for Star Wars to be proud of. I think the 3D characterization mixed with the 2D, possibly even like hand-painted backdrops, sometimes it seems.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of fun visual stuff that they pull off in this. And more importantly, for me at least, this is a closed narrative. This is clever. This is intense, and this is well written. Like, this is not us going,
episode. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You've seen all the Star Wars movies, so let's give you all the Star Wars characters and try to do something clever with all of them in less than 30 minutes. No. They're like, hey, this is a single mission. This mission, by the way, for just quick run through, Yoda gets fucking ambushed with a group of, 3 or 4 clone warriors?
Yeah.
By Dooku and Asajj Ventress, because they're trying to convince the Toydarians, the guy who, the same species that fucking enslaved Anakin in Phantom Menace, they're trying to get them on their side for the Clone Wars. Like, we're looking at a diplomatic fucking thing, and Yoda and 4 dudes get ambushed by an entire battalion of droid enemies, led by Asajj Ventress with the assistance of Count Dooku, and that's the episode.
Yeah, and I didn't even know how to approach like a synopsis of the previous Clone Wars.
You
like,
can't.
I don't even know.
You can't.
Yeah,
you can't
also,
do
we
it.
kind of watched different amounts, and it's just like it just kind of doesn't. There's no good dividing line with that. With here, like, yeah, it is one self-contained, like it is a pilot, it is a singular story in 24 minutes or whatever. And there are stakes, right? Like, we're trying to prove that Jedi are more capable warriors to align yourself with than,
or in this case, it's not
droids.
just Jedis. The Republic is more capable
True.
to join with than the Separatists.
True, but like Dooku specifically is trying to prove that like droids
Jedi
are
weak. Yeah.
in numbers like a better, more capable fighting force than a handful of Jedi. Yeah, which proves to not be correct. So in terms of like narrative, like it was a satisfying story.
Yeah.
I liked like Clone Wars as stage setting, and then to just zoom in on an important character, but not the one you would maybe expect. You would maybe expect to start with Obi-Wan or Anakin. And here we are with Yoda kind of on the side mission, and it gives you some great moments. You get some great Dooku moments as well. And
you also get moments that are, for me at least, provide something that I never got in the Clone Wars, where there's a full section where Yoda is like, yes, you're all clones, but you're all human, and you all have basically like different existences. Like, the Force runs through all of us. You're not the same man as the person next to you. And like, damn, Yoda.
I do kind of like that scene because Yoda's going around like, you may be clones, but you're all individuals. You always are focused on the enemy, while you are thinking about the weapons. Like, okay, they're pretty similar, guys.
Yeah. It's like being in a D&D party who are all have the same goal, and it's like, you can shoot a bow and arrow real good, and you're better with a sword, and you like to sneak up on people, and it's like, oh no, you're all in the same fucking skis, but like, that's not something we would have gotten in the fucking barrage of images and characterization in the previous experience. Like, this was a little roughshod, but it was, I think, in their mind at least, carefully constructed to show, like, hey, the Republic is offering individuality, where the Separatists, you are nothing but another part of the machine.
Yeah.
This is why you should support them.
The other thing I really liked about this, I liked that first Clone Wars because it's very fun to see an animator and an artistic vision that I respect play with someone else's toys and see, like, what are they going to do with Star Wars? And it's a fun thing to witness. This, out of the 3, felt most like Star Wars. Like, this had the pacing, this had the atmosphere, this had the texture, this had the juxtaposition of, like, sudden, we are looking out into space, like a far off planet, and like a storm cruiser or something just like blasts by, and we're looking at its like jet thrusters, and then we're back down for some negotiations with like a hologram transmission, and it just had the varied kind of like visual palette, and then also like little mini scenes. Like, the pacing is sped up because it's an animated show trying to tell a story, but like it felt like it was all the components were there. It felt very familiar as a Star Wars fan, of like things that were like carefully constructed to mimic the feel and pacing of the films. And that was really enjoyable. It was cool to see it in this context, especially because again, to get back to aesthetic stuff, I like the way this show looks. I really like the way this show looks.
It is obvious they did like hand-painted backgrounds.
There's a darkness to it that is lacking from the next show. And Ventress, man, looks fucking creepy.
Yeah,
like
she
that
does.
model is good. It is intimidating, imposing. And they're just like, again, to like the juxtaposition of just like cold space back into like a biome, like the scene of all the droids advancing through the coral kind of like forest, and you have the sunbeams kind of like filtering down through, breaking through like the porous branches of the coral, but you're kind of enclosed in this darkness. And like, it's, you know, I don't really feel much about the scene. Like, I kind of know how it's going to play out, but theoretically, like, it's a tense moment where our characters are cornered and outnumbered, and visually, like, it just reinforced that. I loved that. That was cool visually. And there's just a lot of that to enjoy. Like, some of the models are, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about the Yoda design particularly.
I was iffy on that. I'm also very iffy on the fact that the droids were all comedic relief.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of that.
Like some
like,
of it,
I missed the shot. It's my programming.
Yeah, some of it I genuinely enjoyed. Like some of like one guy says, "But I just got promoted." Like that's pretty fucking funny. That's not bad. But they don't all.
It's also what George Lucas would have written for them to say. And like
absolutely.
Again, mimicking that era of Star Wars, like I don't personally care for that, but it is appropriate.
It's accurate.
I guess. Yeah, it's accurate.
I liked more than anything else something we don't get to see often, and we'll talk about this. Well, no, we won't. We won't talk about this in the next show. But it's something you don't get to see in Jedi often, and it's the sheer viciousness and strategic advantage that having one Jedi on your team can do. Like, Yoda is a goddamn army of one. And even the clone troopers know that. Like, they're like, well, he doesn't need our help until he gets, you know, fucking doubly ambushed. And it's just really, really fun because we're so used to Jedi, for the most part, being good at one-on-one shit. Or maybe just like deflecting laser bolts from stormtroopers, but never fighting an army. And just Yoda going ham on all of these droids is a pretty good time to watch.
Yeah. And as someone who appreciates enigma and things like kind of obscured or being left in wonderment as a viewer, like I love that feeling. Like if you ask me what do I want, what is the Clone Wars experience I want personally? I want it to be like an offhand reference from Obi-Wan in the original movies, and to just always wonder about the details and never be told and never be shown. Personally, I find that more interesting. Like little like drip feed ideas and memories from characters who survived it, but to never really see it elaborated upon. That is what I personally would prefer. But if we're going to do it, there are things to enjoy in that experience. And one of them is like watching this episode, like, oh yeah, seeing characters recontextualized. Again, like it's easy to forget. You have so many scenes of just Jedi in council, right? Or just like as wise mentors. But to see them as the fighting force, right? As the, like out in the field, is interesting. And I am on some level kind of curious about what it gets into over the course of several seasons.
So I want to take that point and kind of expand on it because it's going to be a big point for the next show we talk about.
Okay.
What I love about this version of Clone Wars that I didn't like as much about the 2D version is if I am watching something involving a war, I don't want to see the war. I want to see James Bond. I want to see the shit that's happening behind the scenes. Like, I know that loads upon loads of people are going through shit. We are all familiar with things like Saving Private Ryan, and we understand the concept of war. We understand that people die. What I want to experience is unsung heroes. I want to see the people that are affected by the war and are trying to do something about it outside of direct combat. And that's kind of what this is. This is the weird, secretive, diplomatic bullshit that I really want to see in any sort of military movie. Like, you give me a special forces group or a small spy cell or a diplomatic event, and I'm fucking in. Like, and this episode does it. It's what it is.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to creep through the coral forest. I don't want to just watch Storming the Beaches for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't need to see Anakin leading 4,000 starfighters into another 4,000 starfighters. I don't care. I don't care about that, even a little bit.
So yeah, as sourcing it might be a little strong, I don't see myself sitting down to watch this in 2026. But I want to revise my initial statement because I've rethought it. All things being equal investment of time and energy, I give it to 2008 Clone Wars as like the one I would most want to
spend time
watch through. Yeah. But I do love that Genndy Tartakovsky animation.
Again, visually, so good. So
just as a screensaver, that'll be my screensaver.
Yeah.
Put it on the monitor.
It would be my
Just
phone lock screen.
Background.
Absolutely. So let's get into your number 3 and my number 1, which is Star Wars Rebels.
Is that diarrhea? We're doing a Dooku.
Man, you really pulled the fucking emergency brake on that conversation topic, huh? We have fun here. But yes, it is diarrhea. Why did you hate this one so much?
When you're flying through space and something comes out your A's.
No,
diarrhea.
That's not it.
No, it's not it. So Rebels, I found it juvenile.
Because it fucking is, Brandon. It is juvenile.
As someone who would prefer to just make diarrhea jokes, I found it kind of intellectually unstimulating.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I'm in my late 30s. It's 2026. I just couldn't get interested in a show. Like, I want things to exist for youth who are interested in Star Wars, and this seems like a good thing for them. And I'm happy that it exists for them. I got absolutely nothing out of it.
God damn, dude. I agree with you on one level, strongly.
Okay.
But I disagree with you on a noticeable other level. I do think this is a great way for people who have not experienced Star Wars before to get acclimated to Star Wars. Especially people under the age of, we'll say, 18. I felt so much like spiritual lightning. Like, there was so much weight taken off my soul watching this. It reminded me of the first time I had watched Aladdin.
Because he's Aladdin.
He's effectively Aladdin.
They even call him a street rat.
Yeah, I know. And I fucking loved it. Like,
he even just steals a couple extra little, I don't know what the food is, and just run like in his bag. Like
little fruits. Yeah.
Kids gotta eat.
But what he does that Aladdin doesn't do is he actually puts himself at risk on a very regular basis. But that's beside the point. That's the first 3 minutes of this episode. What gets me more than anything else is something that the other two shows didn't do. And maybe I was looking for it, and maybe that's why you won't agree with me. But they gave me compelling characters. It's not Ezra. Like, Ezra is interesting, but he's not compelling by any definition of the word. But,
yeah,
like, we know the pilot and Kanan are together. Assumedly married. She calls him my love. Like, I'm curious about that relationship. Why is Zeb there as a member of a race we've never seen before? And, like, George Lucas and Dave Filoni would not allow a random species to just show up in a TV show if they didn't have a fucking plan for it, right?
Yeah.
And then Sabine wears a Mandalorian helmet that's fucking spray painted on, and she's more than happy to take it off, which we know Mandalorians aren't supposed to do. So what's her entire deal?
Yeah.
Like, the entire crew of the Ghost, like, it gave me some Firefly vibes. Like this is a found family situation, and this is a found family built for a PG-13 show where they're obviously not afraid to kill people. I counted like 34 deaths in the first half episode. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, they're not afraid to straight up murk some dudes. But there was something about the interactions and the voice acting. Freddie Prinze Jr., you beautiful beast of a man. That built into something that, had I had no experience with Star Wars in, I would still be interested. And I think that's the thing I was looking for with Clone Wars, which is silly. I know. Like,
I don't think it is. Yeah.
I wanted something new. Like, I'm tired. Like, I'm so fucking tired of, especially the most, at this point in time, the most recent trilogy being mostly just fucking doom and gloom and avoiding any sort of positive movement forward. Like, I'm just tired. And then I watch this, and it's so joyful. Like, it reminded, like, it makes me say, okay, this is also Disney. Like, Disney has a hand in this. And as a Disney adult, Disney boy, like, this was a way they could do it without defiling the corpse of what Star Wars was.
I actually agree with everything you just said, but I'm just such a grumpy, curmudgeonly old fuck that I'm so tired. Because I got the Firefly vibes as well. I think as I was watching it, like, in a vacuum, maybe I could enjoy these tropes and these characters.
Sure.
But it's just, I just feel like I've seen the kind of lighthearted, whimsy, lovable, roguish crew in these kind of low stakes kind of like situations to give them, like, it felt smooth. It felt Disney smooth. You know what I mean?
It was
like,
definitely that.
What you just brought up. It definitely feels like the product of the Disney acquisition era of Marvel and Star Wars and all these properties, where everything is just kind of like sanded down, and we kind of reduce things to, there's no friction. There's no friction in this episode, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
There is not.
You know?
Can I tell you?
And,
can I?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be fun for me. This is my number one. I have already watched 7.
I could tell.
I've already watched 7 more episodes of this shit.
You're not supposed to do that. You cheated.
Well,
you were supposed to watch one.
I did.
One each.
I did watch
Only.
one. And then I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I could watch Daredevil or play a video game, or I could keep going. And then I looked over and I was like, I could make myself an old-fashioned and maybe watch one more episode of Star Wars Rebels and see how it feels. Just, try it on. See what's going on there. I sourced the fuck out of this, dude. Oh my god, and it is not Disney polished.
Okay. You're cheating, but now that you have, like, this is okay, because I had to know. Because I watched this episode, I'm like, what do people get out of this? Like, it is the first episode, but like tonally and just the setup, I can't see how this goes anywhere particularly interesting. But I looked and like, apparently, like, it does, and especially season 2, I guess.
So there were a couple of.
You didn't source it that hard, but
I haven't sourced. I will be. I haven't sourced it that hard yet, but I will say, just within the first like 5 to 6 episodes, there are a couple of plot points that are darker than most of the Disney shit I've ever experienced. Like, it's interesting. Like, I can't tell if I'm having fun with it or not yet, but I am certainly paying attention.
As I was watching it, I was reminded. It's a very similar situation, potentially. I'm going to need you to do the work and then let me know, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah. You got me into Invincible years ago.
Yeah.
You got all the trades up until the point. It was still being released at this point. It had concluded.
It has been finished, and I've finished it.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I'm just saying this is a while back. It was ongoing. But you had the trades up until the most recent issue. And you were talking it up. And so I borrowed the first trade from you. And I read it. I was like, Bo, man, I don't think I like this. Like, I kind of like some aspects of it, but it just feels like familiar coming of age superhero stuff. And you're like, trust me, stick with it. I just don't see how this gets interesting for me. Like, it's just maybe not my thing. Because I hadn't hit the turn, right?
Right.
And after the fact, and now it's a favorite series of all time for me. And like, oh, we needed that because it hits all the harder when you start with the familiar kind of tropey and even visual design of a young adult coming of age superhero tale. Like, everything else, because of that setup, is more effective. But it would be easy to fall off before you get to that point because it so effectively mimics that structure and that tone. And I'm wondering, as I watched this first episode and then seeing that, like, no, people really like this show. Apparently it has some people's favorite Star Wars moments and gets kind of dark. Like, oh, do we have potentially, maybe not to that degree, but something similar going on here where, like, you just got to stick with it and it pays off in the end. Whether or not it's an intentional setup for you to let your guard down as a viewer, or if it's just like the direction of the show kind of changes as they get more creative license or the Disney-ification of it lets up. I don't know.
Okay.
But I am open to that idea.
I want to give you one comment and then a question and possibly a follow-up comment. One, obviously Ezra Bridger is going to be a Jedi Padawan, right? Like, that's pretty fucking clear even by the 23-minute mark of this first half episode. Like, no question there. Like, the dude, it's... Can I give you a moment in one of the episodes that made me go, oh, fuck, they're not playing anymore?
Yeah, I guess you're already cheating.
Spoilers in case you care, but it's one 20-minute episode, so it's not that big of a fucking waste. The Empire has been keeping the bones of Jedi Masters because they still, like, reverberate with force to draw in leftover Jedi.
Whoa. Okay, that's fucking cool.
Like, after Order 66 has happened, the Empire retains the bodies and bones of Jedi because they still reverberate with the Force strongly to draw in the Jedi that survived Order 66.
Well, if episode 1 had that, maybe my answer would have changed.
This is some Invincible shit, bud. Like, okay, I don't want to say that yet because I've only sourced it a little bit. So we're not talking Invincible stuff yet, but
maybe not quite invincible, but impenetrable or heavily
bulletproof.
I don't know. Yeah.
Kevlar-esque.
Kevlarian.
That Kevlarian. Kind of, yeah, that's
it's Star Warsy.
That's close to Star Wars. I don't know, man. Like, so I watched all 3 of these together at the same time because I wanted to experience them all like a wine flight or something.
Yeah.
And I watched the 2D first and was like, this is visually beautiful, but it has done nothing to make me love Star Wars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watched the Clone Wars 3D version and I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, it's not as pretty as the other one, but I'm loving the kind of, behind enemy lines, diplomatic stuff going on. I would watch a few more episodes of this and hope it gets better. And then I moved to Rebels and I was like, this is Disney plus Star Wars with original characters, yet they still are holding on to the things that make the world beautiful, like the universe, the world building aspect of Star Wars beautiful. I'll watch at least one more episode. And then I watched another episode and I was like, well, that was fine. I'll watch another episode. And then I'm like, well, fuck, that was actually pretty good. I guess I'm going to watch another episode. And then I realized it's almost time for us to record. And I was like, oh, shit, I wasn't supposed to do that. And then I ran to the microphone and was like, well, I have thoughts. I guess I've already started sourcing something.
I appreciate that you did, though, It doesn't count. Stricken from the record, officially.
Stricken from the record, definitely. I will say this. We should have done our research first. Knowing that the Rebels TV show has a 2-part pilot, we should have given equal time to the other 2.
I thought about that because I did see that, but I kind of like the premise that we came up with. Just like, no, but we give it, we are kind of deciding what to source based on the strength of, like, it is an episode, you have a chance to hook us, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was whether or not these things end up improving or degrading in quality as the seasons go on. Like, the premise for today was, which one hooks you? Like, which one immediately interests you as a viewer? And I gotta say, barring any future developments in the structure of these shows, like, yeah, my answer does not change. Now, it's cool to hear that Rebels go somewhere, but based on what I saw, I am very disinterested. Again, I don't like Disney smooth stuff.
Yeah.
So Clone Wars would be my pick. But even as I say that, like, if you ask me, would you rather see a new original cast of characters in an unexplored area of the Star Wars franchise, or would you rather retread another story taking place in the Clone Wars era where, you've seen those movies and we've dealt with those characters a lot? Like, I would rather see something new, for sure.
Yeah.
And goddamn, the bone thing you just told me, like, that's some lore. That is gnarly.
So one of the reasons I got really, really excited about this is, this is fucking stupid, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, was the Lego set. I don't have the Lego set for the Ghost, the Star Wars Rebels ship, but I saw the Lego set for it, and I was like, this ship fills me with the same amount of interest and joy as Dash Rendar's Outrider did when I was 12 years old.
Oh, damn. Okay. I can kind of see that.
Like,
I expect to see it on the shelf behind you someday soon.
If I can find it, you're damn right. But and so like jumping into that episode, like you said, what we had talked about doing was experiencing all these things for about a half hour apiece and seeing which one hooked us. And it does not surprise me that knowing now what Rebels is, like Dave Filoni's first real foray into Star Wars with Disney as an animated project, of course it's gonna fucking hook me. Like, I like Dave Filoni and what he's done with things like The Mandalorian and Andor. You know, like it's he loves the universe a whole bunch. So it doesn't surprise me when that's the one that hooked me the most.
I'll tell you what hooked me. There's one thing I liked in Rebels. I liked the line, how about a little less attitude and a little more altitude? That's a good line.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
That's some George Lucas ass writing right there.
I got a good feeling about this. So thank you everyone for listening to our discussion as we explored Bo's turn to the dark side. It starts with little things like this, pushing the boundaries.
I'm not cheating, that guy normally, not following the rules either.
Yeah, like appearances can be deceiving. I'm the one who complains. I'm the old grump. You would think it's me, but no, I'm like a Mace Windu in that way, you know? I might have a brash exterior, but at the end of the day, I'm holding the line against people like you.
I have too much whimsy. I do.
A Jedi shall not know whimsy.
A Jedi shall not know whimsy
or hate.
That's the first step toward the Sith is whimsy. Thank you so much for listening. Check us out on all of our socials. sourcenotfoundpod@gmail.com. Let us know what you think of all of your favorite animated Star Wars projects if you would like. We're at Source Not Found or Source Not Found Podcast, everywhere you can find anything socially: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube, where we keep a full lineup of our previously released episodes and anything Brandon has done on Twitch for the podcast. Which, Brandon, what are you doing on Twitch now?
So twitch.tv/LegionBug, link down in the show notes. A lot of stuff this month. Doing some Star Wars stuff for May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, all of that. And then also every year I do Metal Gear. So we spend part of the month progressing, experiencing the next chapter of Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear franchise. This year, finally, I've been making my way forward year by year. We started with the very first Metal Gear games on MSX a couple years back. This is year 3. We are finally at Metal Gear Solid 5. So,
hell yeah,
those
dude.
In addition to whatever else comes my way. Yeah. Again, link down in the show notes, right next to a link to St. Coelacanth, Jesse Jelena, architect of our theme song, and a lot of other great music too. Check him out on Twitch and YouTube.
And you know what? Normally we don't talk about Patreon patrons for the first episode of the month, because we're back to 2 episodes a month, baby. Let's get it.
The dead speak. The podcasters speak twice a month now.
Well, three times if you're a patron. Right? Yeah, 3 times if you're a patron.
Episode 3. Revenge of the Shits. Callback. He's gonna quit the show.
Are you happy?
No.
Are you proud of yourself?
I'm immediately. No, I'm not. I feel nothing but shame.
Honestly, the things that happen to our lower extremities when we go to the bathroom, they are phantom menaces. But I do want to say one of our patrons actually has a birthday on May the 4th.
What? I didn't know this.
Yeah, Joey Bishop.
Oh, shit.
His birthday is May the 4th. Yeah. So that's some wild and crazy shit. May the farts be with you.
Oh, see, you're still doing butt shit. I was trying to think of like a
said
birthday-based
force.
pun.
What did you hear?
Oh, I heard farts.
No, that's good because I actually said farts, but I just wanted to fuck with you.
Fucking gaslit. I'm my co-host. Literal gaslit. Like with fucking fart gas.
Yes. That is the best way to be gaslit ever, is by saying that you heard fart, but it wasn't actually fart.
That's what it means, right? It was some butt joke in a play, decades back. That yeah, that's the origin of the phrase.
Oh Christ! Happy birthday, Joe!
I feel like you could ask for no more.
Oh God, I'm crying. And I don't know when Freddie Prinze Jr.'s birthday is, but happy birthday, Freddie Prinze Jr. You're perfect. Oh, my eyes are watering.
Now I want to say happy birthday to Gendy Tartakovsky. Yeah, you can't just do that. I want to do that.
Well, you didn't say hi. My name's Brandon June. I'm a Gendy Tartakovsky.
We're too late. January 17th, 1970 for Gendy.
Good on him.
Happy belated.
Yeah, Mazel Tov, my dude. We're gonna end it with Mazel Tov, my dude. I'm actually fine.
I said what I needed to say. No, it's a Star Wars. We got to do a Star Wars thing. Stay.
I'm sorry. I did a great sign off as
both stopped recording because you thought we were done.
And
you didn't even do a good sign off.
Patron.
You're cheating. You're cheating and cutting corners in the same show.
Oh, that. Check your toilets for the Revenge of the Shits. Oh my God! Check your toilets for Count Dooku. Christ, it's right there.
Yeah.
And you've got nothing.
The fact that
this is grievous.
The fact that I was putting up a fuss because you didn't do your sign off. I got nothing.
What is that for?
Stay.
Are you proud of yourself?
Star Wars. Star Wars. I'm gonna go now.